Agriculture actually is a nexus for a number of environmental impacts. For one thing, we don't have an infinite amount of land resources, and we are already using about 40% of the Earth's surface area for agriculture. So there's not much room to expand. At the same time, if we do try to expand, there are potential impacts on the natural environment.
I don't think it's fair to expect any one sector of the globe to solve this problem. Scientists aren't going to solve it, farmers alone aren't going to solve it, we as consumers aren't going to solve it, but it's a combined effort.
Here at UNC State, we're trying to develop knowledge and also try to distribute this knowledge to growers, either small growers starting or established growers that want to do a transition.
We've always been ones to try new things and try to improve our efficiency, try to be better stewards of the resources that we have. Most all farmers, we want our children to have the opportunity to come home and farm. And so if I do a poor job and I erode the soil and I don't take care of it, then I'm setting my kids up for failure.
The goal of sustainability drove multiple stakeholders to unite at the 2018 Clean Tech Summit. Here, they shared technological innovations across the agricultural industry focused on producing more with less. Innovative technologies are being applied to indoor farming to increase crop yield.
So the basic components of indoor farming is the ability to control the environmental factors to improve plant production. To give you an example, you can increase the tomato yield 10 times in the greenhouse versus the way it's produced outside, right? Because you're really tuning the environment to increase production. So this is our light quality chamber. So in this chamber, we test different colors of light to see how we grow plants. Right, my grad student Hans Pohos is in charge of this project, and he has found that by adjusting the spectrum dynamically, he can increase the growth up to 11 to 14% with the same amount of energy.
All of our plants are grown basically in a clean room and their own rolling racks. I can see and view, visually inspect all of my plants in a matter of 10 minutes, and we produce 500 pounds of basil a week. The weather is not a factor anymore because it's a controlled environment. I can, at any given time know what my humidity is going to be, know what my temperature is going to be, know what my CO2 levels are going to be. My water temperature is always the same, delivery method's always the same, and it doesn't matter if it's a hurricane outside or not, right? There's a lot of things that could be grown inside and gives us the ability to keep our food local year-round.
Like many innovative technologies in agriculture, precision agriculture is reconstructing the way scarce resources are allocated.
We're looking at trying to manage a field on a smaller and smaller scale. So we're trying to manage, instead of the entire field as one unit, we're trying to manage it in much smaller increments so we can adjust the inputs that we put out there so we can put the right product at the right place, at the right time, and the right amount. Some of the more recent solutions are the UAVs, drones, the imaging that we're able to get, remote sensing.
The drones are absolutely a fascinating part of our technology and a very necessary part in terms of being able to collect the data. Now with the drone, in a matter of minutes, you can fly the entire field, have all of that data processed and back to you in a matter of minutes, at most hours. So instead of treating the field uniformly, now I'm targeting it to the spots where I know really need it.
If a field's limiting factor is water, it could just mean that we applied less product. So we save money on the input side, or it could mean that we applied the same amount of product, only we put it in the right place. We put more over here where the soil is more productive, we put less over here where it was less productive, so we didn't waste as much.
And the benefit of that is twofold. I mean, obviously there's the economic component where you're getting higher yields and you're getting more for your money, but the other side is that I'm not introducing that chemical or that fertilizer into the environment in a way that it's not going to be used productively.
To push efficiency forward, biotechnology is also pioneering agricultural clean tech.
We use microorganisms to improve crop yields. Microbes are living organisms. They're very small. They could be fungi or they could be bacteria. They often have symbiotic relationships with plants. What we try to do is we try to find those symbiotic relationships, those instances where a microbe has a beneficial impact on the growth of a plant. We try to see where we can apply them and how we can incorporate them into farming. The second area is in animal health and nutrition. And primarily what we're using are enzymes, which are protein catalysts. So these enzymes can be used in a variety of manufacturing processes and industrial applications, and also in farming applications to improve efficiencies, improve the digestibility of food, improve performance of food. Our aim is really to try to get more out of the land that we use, and at the same time reduce the amount of environmental impact that we have in getting that output. And I think Novozymes has a huge role to play in that, but we can't do it alone. So we have to understand how to interact and collaborate with a wide variety of actors. Certainly non-governmental organizations, governments, as well as multi-stakeholder organizations that are all working to figure out how to make agriculture more sustainable.
There are very real food and water shortages affecting our globe today, and technology serves as a big piece of being able to address that, whether it's from the biological side, whether it's from the mechanization side, but it's important to make sure that all of these systems work together and in a complementary way.
So control environment together with conventional agriculture, together with biotech agriculture, including GMOs, and together with organic agriculture, all of those components in the toolbox are going to have to work together to be able to feed all the people.
The way that we get around that is by finding ways in which we can produce more with less.
Thank you.